Pop Studio Live 2021 GSL Super Tournament Season 3.
Welcome back to the GSL Super Tournament. We're in day number 3. This is the round of 8, and I am Artosis next to State once again. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Excited for the matches we've got today. Top 8, of course, in Super Tournament. 3 Protosses, 3 non-mirrors.
Yeah.
As a Protoss player myself, I'm pretty excited.
I know. It's going to be pretty nice, and we're going to have the best CVZ that you can ask for in Korea to start it off here today. So a really fantastic day of matches. I'm very excited just overall about it. I can't actually remember which one you were super excited about, but was it Maru versus Hero?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I'm getting more excited about that as I sit here, honestly. Now that I'm here, I feel that as well.
I mean, Hero, he's finally back. He's been showing great performances. He had a huge upset in the first round of this tournament, and now going up against Maru, who seems to be coming back into real championship form here. I mean, Hero, again, just coming back. Will he be able to take down Maru? I'm excited to see what he pulls out.
I know. That is very exciting. I am stoked for today's games. As you can see, here's the bracket right now. We had day 1. It was like very, very close other than Rogue versus Keen. Then day 2 was not really that close. Like Zoun was an amazing series there.
Yeah, Ryung surprised pretty much everybody by making it, I mean, bringing it pretty much to match point right from the get-go. And Zoun was on the back foot that entire series, but of course, here are the matches we got today. Rogue and Dark, again, as you said, one of the best UEZs you can ask for. And then we have a PVT and Cure versus Trap, PVZ and Zoun versus Solar, and then Maru versus Hero to wrap it up here tonight. I'm feeling good about these games.
Yeah. The other thing that I'm kind of quietly waiting for is the Solar match to see if he keeps this more aggressive stance that you were talking about. And then literally he kind of said the same thing about how he's refound himself with his aggression. So I'm very excited to see if he can keep that up against Zoun.
Solar's aggressive ZVP style is one of the most frightening things to me. I mean, like, he's been doing it for so long. He's so great at it. But first, of course, we got Rogue versus Dark. This is one matchup that I'm not too familiar with, ZVZ. And we were talking a little bit about it before before going live tonight. And Rogue versus Dark, what do you think we can expect here?
Well, you can expect, like, literally everything. These two cheese each other a lot. They play macro games a lot. Well, they play each other so much because they are the best two Zergs in Korea, and they have been forever just about. So they've played each other a hell of a lot of times. And, you know, that's it. You can expect everything. And you can expect it to be close as well. It generally goes 3-2 between these two. For a long time, Rogue was like the thorn and dark side, but he's able to beat him now. So while I still do feel like Rogue is a little bit better at the matchup, you know, Dark cannot be counted out. I would say it's like 55 Rogue, 45 Dark, something like that.
Right, and if I'm not mistaken, both of these players won a GSL this year. Is that right?
Dude, they are King Zergs for sure, right? They, like, yeah, they're just really the best. Well, Korea's a little bit Zerg light, right? We have been for a while. Like, Solar's our 3rd best Zerg right now, right? And then where does it go after that? Like Ragnarok or something, or
it's very top heavy.
Yeah, these two, but they've won a lot of tournaments between them in the last few years.
All right, here we go. Our map order for match number 1: Blackburn, Hardwire, Glittering Ashes, Berlingrad, and then we wrap things up on Pride of Altaris if we go all the way to Game 5. And we've been seeing a lot of 3-2s, a lot of close series.
Yeah.
These two Zergs, of course, neck and neck, top 2 Zergs in Korea. Can't wait to see who wins this one.
Yeah, a couple of world champions as well. I think it's going to be very, very close. And, well, I guess we'll just see. I want to get into this, honestly. This is going to be a little bit of a quicker day, I think, as well. Going to be skipping interviews, just kind of blasting through these matches.
4 best-of-5s. I mean, you kind of gotta do that.
Yeah.
Some of these matches, if they go all the way to Game 5, it's a grind, man, on everybody. Here we go, though. Blackburn, map number 1, Rogue versus Dark. Both players looking pretty focused. A lot on the line here. They want that Super Tournament title.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, absolutely. For Rogue, just another title. Dark actually doesn't have anywhere near as many titles, even though he's kind of respected to a similar level. So might mean a bit more to him. We'll see if he can bring that forward. Blackburn, here we go.
Game starts. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Rogue. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Dark.
All right. So, Dark gonna go ahead, send a drone out. Is that to the gold?
I think that's Rogue sending. I think they're both sending drones to this gold base right now. What are they planning?
What the hell
Dark
am I
is...
seeing here?
Oh my god.
Okay, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I can't even believe that this is the way that we're starting out Super Tournament today. So, he is trying to sneak the gold, and then so is Dark, but it's his gold, right? Like...
The hatches are pretty much going down right at the same time. I mean,
Yeah.
the builds are completely mirrored. Gas is going down now as well, and I'm not really sure how Rogue is going to make this work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is 1 in 1,000 game right here, right? Like, if he plays 1,000 ZVZs here, this is the only time this is going to happen to him, where he is sneaking this gold at the exact same time his opponent's taking the gold. When these hatcheries pop, they are both going to smile so big because this is such an absurd thing that's happening. Really,
Rogue.
like, I can't even... I'm in shock that this is occurring. This feels scripted.
Wow, and Rogue's actually bringing 2 drones right from the get-go, and I mean, that's a pretty good advantage right here if
Yeah.
he sees he's going down. Oh, does he know that Dark is going for this? He might have done some research and kind of metagaming Dark here. I mean, 2
You think
spines.
that's it? Oh my god.
Oh, they're not going to be able to mine. He can't contest these spines. There's no way.
I don't think he can. He's going to try to make his own spines, but they're going to be very late.
Rogue's making Zerglings out of that hatch as well, I think.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is so sick.
How did he... He just... Oh, you know,
He
maybe
sent
this
2
is
drones.
part of his... Yeah, well, I'm saying maybe this is part of his plan. Like, okay, if he takes it... But he sent the 2 drones, so I think he knew, like you said.
It's either, yeah, and he started building the spines even before he scouted the hatchery, so he must have known that this is the build that Dark is going to go for, and Dark, he's going to have to pull his drones. I think those spines are going to have to be canceled as well.
Oh my god,
this
so a
is
huge
some
advantage.
Insane build order sniping we're seeing out of Rogue.
How did he...
That's phenomenal.
Maybe this has just become the... Well, the thing is, there's only a few top Zergs here. Maybe this is just like what the meta is.
But you would think that if this was the meta, that Dark would try to get some eyes on if there is counterplay there at the gold, right? Unless this is the first time that Rogue is kind of going for this counter. And
yeah. I don't know, man. I'm blown away by this game right now. But Dark is going to go ahead and make some banelings towards his opponent's base here.
Zergling speed a little bit faster there for Rogue. Not sure he's going to be able to get too much damage done with that. But having that forward hatch, I mean, he's built a lot of lings there, and that hatchery's already down for Dark. Those spines dishing huge damage, and we're going to have a little bit of Baneling versus Baneling action.
Yeah, looks like he's going to be poking up the ramp here. Queen going to be targeting. Oh, nice
that was
connection.
a good connection. And the Queen snipes another Baneling as well. More Banelings coming in now for Rogue. He wants to get on top of these Banelings as they hatch, but no, actually going for the drones, and if he can make connections... Oh, the split. Oh, that's a lot of drones going down. In the meantime, though, Dark.
Oh my god, a ton of drones falling on both sides right now. This is the strangest Zerg vs. Zerg I've seen in years. The proxy gold spine rush into just Ling Banes running by each other, getting 9 drones and 10 drones respectively here. But Rogue mining from the gold base with double spine, that seems like an insurmountable advantage, right? As long as he doesn't lose his main base, he's just so far ahead.
Yeah, even though the worker counts, I mean, I guess Rogue just had another round of drones finish and actually even getting more damage on that spine crawler. All of this damage right now is huge for Rogue, but as you said, the economy, I mean, you could see it in the supply tab, you could see it in the income, capping up at over 1,000 gold, or 1,000 gold, 1,000 minerals. I've been playing too much Age of Empires lately, man. Oh, what a baitling hit!
Oh, man. Okay, Dark is like, this is such a disaster for him. That's so funny, because I thought for sure he'd be ahead, right? Because they'd like scout it at the same time. He's going to transfer drones. But
those two spines.
Wild. Wild. Look at this.
Insane build order
Yeah.
out of Rogue. I mean, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah. I wonder how that occurs, that he has that much confidence that that's what's going on.
I suppose that even if the patch isn't going down, you might want to have the drones mining from the gold from the get-go. I'm not sure.
That you would definitely want the drones mining. It's just he started the spines immediately, right? Like
That's right.
maybe he saw the edge of the creep, like he thought this was a real possibility.
It's possible. I mean, Dark is trying to hold on right now, but this is an uphill battle. Even though the drone counts are mostly even, the income from the gold patches is absolutely absurd for Rogue.
Well, Rogue running right around now with those lings and producing a lot more drones himself.
Making pretty much all of his drones at that gold base, as you should.
He's getting just such an income advantage as we see. It's like more than 50% more mining going on.
This creep spread from Dark is really funny as well. He just connected it from the gold base into his natural.
No reason not to, right? Like he's getting ready. If he's going to win this game, it's going to be a long one. He's going to need that creep there.
So funny seeing it go the other way, coming out from the hatch all the way there at the gold. But for now, I suppose we're going to see a little bit more trading as things are kind of equalizing a little bit. Again, the eco advantage for Rogue is huge with that gold base, even taking his natural now, which turns out to be his third. And the one benefit, the one thing that Dark does have going for him is he is kind of tough to kill.
That's for sure. That guy's got snake blood more than any other Zerg, I would say. Like he is so good at playing from behind. Like that's actually one of his superpowers, I've always said, right? Like he's the guy that has like 9 queens transfusing 1 ultra after he dropped to 40 drones for most of the game, right? And he somehow will pull that one out.
If anyone can do it, it's going to be Dark, but I'm not really seeing the path to victory here. I mean, once that hatchery gets up there for Rogue and the natural expansion, the economy's just going to be booming.
Well, it feels like Rogue is going to be able to just turn on the roach switch really soon, and that's going to be that.
I'm thinking the same thing.
Yeah, gold bases are extremely good for producing roaches. You know, you get such an advantage out of them.
I wonder how much of this gold advantage has been lost by setting these overlords. I think this is the 3rd one going down for Rogue.
Doesn't care at all, I think. Look at that. The income is coming back up here for Dark. He's got some good saturation there at his natural.
The gold base will start mining out a little bit earlier than the rest of the patches as well. But this influx of minerals going straight into roaches, I mean, Dark, he's giving it a good shot right now. I thought he was pretty much dead from the get-go with the hatch going down, but he is resilient.
Yeah, it's a good thing he did get those banelings by to kill the drones that were in the main base.
We saw, I think, 10 drones go down for pretty much both players there, and that kind of equalization is really what you need. If those banelings don't connect, this game is just completely over. It shows how a lot of things just kind of hang on a dime here in ZVZ. I mean, baneling connections are so impactful.
Now, right at this moment, both players are producing a lot of roaches. And this makes me very, very nervous for Dark, even though he's lived this long, which is very impressive. The amount of roaches that Rogue should be able to field very shortly here is, I think it's going to be pretty overwhelming.
Especially with another gold base if that gets up. And Dark's trying to morph some Ravagers. I actually really like this idea. He can deny the mining with the Biles, and the crawlers can't contest it. So this base, I mean, this is a forfeit position now.
Yeah, and he actually has that second gold going up, like you mentioned, so I don't think it really bothers him all that much, right? Like, he already sucked a lot of the minerals out of there, and it's like, okay, yeah, you made these Ravagers, maybe you can kill that off, but he's still massing really quickly right now, and with his own gold base going up, Dark's still going to have a hard time keeping up economically.
I think Rogue might be able to hit a critical timing here. Not quite yet, though. I mean, that army for Dark is pretty powerful with Ravagers and Queens for Transfuse, but let's see. Engagement coming down. Really nice arc as Rogue pushes forward onto the Zerg army of Dark. But these Transfuse popping off and not a lot going down. And, I mean, Dark just kind of playing a miracle game right now. I can't believe how he's turning this around.
Yeah, it's actually really impressive. I mean, everything that's happened this game, you would point towards a Rogue victory, but Dark continues to hold on, actually takes a supply advantage here with his army.
Wow.
I love that there's 2 drones back here now, mining once again. I love it, love it, love it. He's going to come over and stop that, of course.
Biles on the eggs, too, is really nice. Gets a nice cancel on those. But, I don't know about that attack for Rogue. That was a little ill-advised. I think he was probably seeing the same thing that we were in terms of, well, he got a lot of gold out of that base from Dark. He killed the hatchery. Everything is pointing towards what should be a huge mineral advantage. And
yeah,
generally speaking, if you swing that into a Roach composition, you can just overpower your opponent more often than not. But Dark really making things work right now as supplies have pretty much equalized and Dark has been ahead for, I want to say, like 1 or 2 minutes. This is just really impressive.
Well, Rogue has moved back out on the map. I mean, he's got a good amount of roaches here. He's getting that +2, but it's lined up with Dark. No, he can't do this.
This is not going to work.
No, not even close.
The concave is superior there for Rogue, but that's a lot. But actually, he's setting up this flank there with a Zergling, so he's going to try and trade kind of even here with the army while doing a little bit of eco damage. But
yeah, I think that was still fine for Dark.
I think the best case scenario is they pretty much break even there.
Yeah, I think you're right. Dark continuing to impress with this play. More Roaches and Ravagers coming out. Got Roach speed as well.
He's been doing this entire time without Roach speed. I mean, Rogue's had it for a very, very long time, but just Defender's advantage there on the creep. That creep spread, as you said, if he's going to try and win this game, he's going to need a nice creep spread connecting there on the 3rd, and it's paying dividends right now.
I love this mini game, by the way, of Overlords dodging Biles in the middle, trying to keep eyes on everything.
Oh, that one's, oh, 2 going down. Nice shot.
So Dark just continuing to defend a little bit. We have another base coming up here for Rogue, sucking out the gold minerals as quickly as he can. And no additional tech as of yet, just Roach Ravager, which isn't too surprising, really. I think both players have to stay on that right now because there's just a kill is going to line up if you don't.
I think any transition before max is just going to be too costly, and if your opponent identifies it, the counterattack can be devastating.
Yeah, yeah. Like eventually I'd like to see, you know, maybe the Infestation Pit and a Hydralisk Den come down, try to work towards those lurkers, but definitely not quite yet.
Another engagement coming down, both players trying to dodge and Biles. It looks like Rogue is trying to use these to set up flanks with the Zerglings, but these engages, I'm not too sure about if those were a lot of exposed Ravagers and Dark just pushing forward and crushing this army, and he might be able to ride this kind of advantage into a sick timing. I mean, that was a pretty overwhelming fight. Behind it, he only lost 3 drones in the main base from that Zergling run by. He's just on top of his defense.
Yeah, yeah, the Zerglings really are not doing anything for Rogue. I appreciate that he's trying to run them around and get something done, but it might be time to cut that out at this point.
This is the kind of tactic that I imagine works very well in practice games, again, because these are the 2 best Zerg players in the world, and if your practice partners aren't going to live up to this, you know?
Yeah.
You're sending those Zerglings in, they're probably getting way more kills in ladder, in scrims.
For sure.
And you're right, it's not really paying off in this game. I think really you just got to stick with Roach Ravager, and I feel like if I were in Rogue's shoes, I would be trying to set up for a maxed army fight with some kind of positional advantage, because it feels like almost every engagement he's taken, Dark has just had the defender's advantage has been too big.
Yeah, yeah. What I would like to see from Rogue, because I think he's a superior Lurker Viper player, is to just go towards Max and go towards Lurker Viper. You know, he's already sucked a lot of gold minerals out of the right side, so that's going to make it a little bit harder on Dark as well. Yeah, I think that that's probably a good play, but both sides we see going for burrow and burrow movement. Have an Overlord speed upgrade here for Rogue as well. Probably going to be thinking about dropping some roaches off. I love that he keeps re-droning here, by the way.
Right,
so
that hatch
funny.
has never gone down, so you might as well pull as many minerals out of it as you want. I think the math is something like a worker pays for itself in like about 50 seconds or a minute, but on a gold patch, that's way, way faster. So these drones, I mean, not only is he getting income, but he's also denying for the resources from Dark. It's really smart.
And on a map that divides like this, that sucking out of the minerals can make a difference eventually. I mean, it's Zerg versus Zerg, so you don't think it's going to go to mined out, but you never know. With these two, anything is possible.
I like this burrow movement play right here. Overseers are going to spot it, but concept is really nice. I think this is a little bit more of an effective tactic here in the mid game than those Zergling run-bys ever were. But oh no, he's getting caught way out of position here as Rogue.
Hey, actually, Dark does back up there. Another burrow goes down. We have a Spire on the way in the main base, and it looks like these roaches will be able to scout it, which kind of takes that idea away. But, you know, that's definitely something we see in Zerg vs. Zerg when you're on big Roach Ravager armies. If you can sneak in some mutas and target down the Ravagers, I mean, they kill them really quickly.
Ravager's armor is really not too high, but here we go, another really big engagement. Dark is feeling confident right now, moving past the vials and again overpowering Rogue. I mean, the supplies right now, Rogue remaxes, but he lost so much army there, so many critical units, so many Ravagers going down, and vials are often a turning point. Oh, that was a sick shot though.
Yeah, very nice.
Dark's Ravagers.
Well, he does actually target down a lot of Rogue's Ravagers as well, so the Ravager count is still pretty even on both sides. Dark going to go ahead and file the ground as he backs up, as those reinforcements come out for Rogue.
These players really just going blow for blow right now. I mean, it seems like one fight, one player gets some kind of advantage, and then the other one just brings it back right away. Really shows how close these players are in skill, even after such a wonky opening to equalize at this degree. You would think that someone would just have been broken at this point.
For sure. I can't believe the game is still going on and that Dark has won almost every battle. Like, without this game open, it's pretty crazy. But here comes Rogue once again. He's got a ridiculous concave coming in from multiple sides right now. It looks like the top, Dark is starting to win. The Vial's actually landing on the bottom part of Rogue's army pretty substantially here. Vial's going to start pushing Rogue's army back a little bit. Now, Dark has won the top part and brings his army up the ramp, but Rogue gets into position first, forces it down.
Man, these players dancing with the Roaches and Ravagers, so much about these fights is about not only biles, but setting up concaves, and you constantly see, as they go in with every engagement, these players adjusting their movement ever so slightly to get just the tiniest edge in these fights. And Dark really just playing so well with his defense, but on the other hand right now, Rogue, he is taking the map. Dark is defending, but he's still on 3 bases. At this point, his main is mostly mining out. This gold base, which in a way would be the more natural expansion for him, is already largely depleted in terms of minerals, and Rogue right now sitting on 5 hatcheries. This game might be reaching a breaking point.
Well, we've thought that a lot of times already. So
that is true.
I'm not packing it up yet here. The Muta transition is occurring right now. Some Mutas sent across the map. There was only 2 Queens at the time these Mutas showed up for Dark. That was literally all of his anti-air. So we see now a Spore going down, more Queens being made, Hydralisk Den as well. So these definitely will force the game into another direction. It seems like it's a direction that's not bad for Rogue, though. Right? Like, he's got all of these bases, he's got all of these hatches going on. Dark is still kind of stuck here on, I mean, just 3 bases right now.
Some Hydralisks are going to come out for Dark, and that'll help him clean up these mutas a little bit, but I guess my question is, I mean, I'm a little inexperienced with the ZVZ compositions, but how are these mutas going to scale? Is this really just for the Roach Ravager pickoff right there? As we see, oh, Rogue actually he going?
Yeah.
He's going for the space?
Well, he picked off
goodness.
some queens there as well, right? Like it's just he's just kind of controlling the flow of the game. You see a few Hydras coming out, but of course that many mutas are going to kill like 2-3 Hydras. As more pop out, though, he's going to have to back up a little bit. The Hydras actually add very good DPS, but they don't have their upgrades, so you can see they're not even firing here in this battle.
No range attack yet.
Yeah.
It does seem like Dark is going to be able to push this army back, but the Remax right now for Rogue, I mean, those 5 hatches, they're paying dividends. And look at the mineral bank for Dark. He doesn't really have anything he can build right now. I feel like once this Roach Remax hits, with 20 Roaches in production, it's going to take yet another miracle for Dark to try and stay alive. This is looking more and more like a Rogue game.
Well, Dark is going into Lurker now, so he's ahead in that regard. Like that's about it for him. That's the one thing that might be able to turn this game around, because obviously Lurkers are insanely good against Roach-based armies, but if you look at the actual like banks that we have, it does seem like Rogue just has enough to overpower. Even if you make like 5-6 Lurkers here, I think he still is going to be able to break you. You're not going to have enough to spread them everywhere. The vials are going to connect. It's going to be very difficult for Dark to hold on without a max supply.
At the same time, even if Rogue can't break him, if he decides he doesn't want to take that fight because of the Lurkers, he can still deny bases. And at this point, I mean, you look right here, the natural expansion, there's what, 3 or 4 mineral patches. The third base, there's 4 mineral patches. The mineral income right now is pretty much non-existent for Dark. The Lurkers are really his only option in terms of spending his bank effectively because he has so much gas, but this army for Rogue is so huge.
Well, the Lurkers are going to be popping out pretty quickly here. Of course, we don't have upgrades for them right now. No quick burrow. No extra range, so not nearly as strong as you often see Lurkers as.
It's still a tough position to break, even without those upgrades on the Lurkers, but again, the game for Rogue right now really can just be containing Dark. If you're Dark, how are you securing your 4th base? That is the main issue that he has to solve right now, and I think we'll eventually see him try to move across with his Lurkers to establish some kind of defensive position, but
I wonder if, like, do you have to defend or attack to win here as Dark? Because it seems like both are impossible, but which one is more impossible to win?
I feel like you have to defend. You have to get back to a maxed army so that you can at least have the chance of taking one favorable engagement. Because if you push right now, the arc that Rogue would be able to set up in the middle of the map would be huge. With his Roaches and Ravagers, they're so quick. The creep spread even over here by what would be Dark's eventual 4th base, and this counter harass is nice for Dark, but Rogue can just remake those drones or add more to his army. It's really up to him. His bank right now is quite bountiful.
Quite bountiful indeed. It's looking like Rogue should be able to finish this off. I like the counter harassment that we're seeing from Dark. Actually, Dark has really scraped together quite a game.
16 more mutas coming out from Rogue, and I'm not seeing how Dark will be able to deal with that. All of his Hydras pretty much are down into Lurkers.
Mutas.
The mineral income is about 600 per minute. That's not a lot of Hydralisks a minute.
It is not, that is for sure. And 27 mutas does beat 7 2-2 Hydras.
Are we going up to 27? He's got 16 on the field now.
Yeah. There we go, 27. Let's go. Okay, these mutas are going to end the game. You can't do anything against that.
Every Raptor's
He doesn't
going
even
down.
have a queen. He has like 2 spores.
He doesn't have a queen? Ugh. I mean, this is what happens when you get bled out like this.
Yeah.
Rogue really just playing the containment game to perfection here in match number 1. I mean, 24 minutes, it doesn't feel like it because it's been so fast-paced and Dark is still on 3 bases, but really, really good play.
GG.
Man, what a build. What an opening build out from Rogue.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy that he like instantly had 2 drones there, built the spines right away. I feel like maybe he had the idea that like, okay, if he doesn't take the gold, then I have a gold, and if I see creep as mine pops, I make 2 spines instantly and bust it.
I like the idea. It's really, really smart.
I can't believe that is how that went down, though. Like, I thought at first it was just a sneak expand, but Yeah, it seems like Rogue had much bigger plans than that.
What I'm surprised is that the aggression that followed up from it didn't kill him. He got one of the hatches there. He killed the hatch at the gold, lost a lot of mining time with the drones that were pulled there, and then had to go back home. And then that hatch at forward base is pretty much a proxy hatch, you know?
Yeah.
The rallies are so quick coming in. It's a testament to how skilled these players are that Dark was able to hold on there. I mean, that could have ended within like 6 minutes if it was pretty much anybody else.
Yeah, yeah. It was impressive that he held like every single attack. Like, I was really surprised after you're mining from the gold for that long that Rogue couldn't just overwhelm with a roach attack, because normally you'll see something like that and suddenly there's just more roaches than there normally would be at that time, right? You don't need the same amount of drones that you normally would have. You're mining more quickly. You're able to turn that into a roach advantage. But Dark able to take like every battle for so long, but Rogue just staying so far ahead economically, none of it mattered.
I can't wait to see what kind of builds they've got lined up for us in Setsu Hardwire. That was not the way that I imagined match number 1 going.
No. But I told you, man, anything can happen between these two. They are just crazy against each other.
All right, here we go. Set number 2 on Hardwire. Rogue up 1-0 against Dark. Let's get to it.
Game start. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Rogue. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Dark.
No proxy hatches this game, it looks like.
No, I guess not. Maybe even no pool firsts? Oh man, are we just gonna have a macro game?
Looks like it. Both players sending a drone out. Clean bot.
It's like, it's on the right side. It has to go off the left side. It's so silly. Some of these little critters are so dumb.
We've seen him actually impact the game a little bit before too. I think it was on day 1. We had a cleaning bot come in for an assist.
Yeah,
I think it was like a Reaper that got caught or a probe or something.
It was
like
a probe. Yeah, I believe. I believe it was a probe.
Love the little randomness these critters bring to the game sometimes. But.
Yeah, as an observer and a caster, I love it. If I was playing, I would be cussing though. That's for sure. Critter randomly walks and blocks where you're going. It's like, oh my god. Does his hatchery deserve to be a half-second late? It does not, is the answer.
At least they move out of the way pretty quickly. They're polite about it. Can you imagine if these things just like lollygagged and slowly moved?
Have to kill it.
Yeah, have to kill it. It takes like 3 shots with a drone to take that thing down and then build a hatchery, and suddenly you're like down so much income.
So annoying.
Mirror build's going down for these guys, and looks like we're just going to be gearing up for what should be a more standard ZVZ than we saw last game, which is not too surprising considering the 1 in a million shot we had with that two hatch on the gold, the same gold. And both players going to go into Ling production as well. The standard fair ZVZ stuff right here.
Yeah, I mean, it's extremely mirrored at the moment. Well, I guess it's just mirrored at the moment. I don't need to say extremely. It's just like, it's a mirror, yes.
It is a mirror.
You see the same things on both sides.
The cleaning
bot's the one.
It's
such a mirror. It's crazy.
The cleaning bot is the one difference in this match so far.
The cleaning bot hatch block.
I think Dark is actually going for a fetch 3rd hatch. Oh, they both are. Wow, real macro game coming out here.
Yeah. And now we just kind of watch that production tab to see if someone makes that extra plume of lings, which will put on the extra pressure, right? Occasionally you'll see someone just pop out like, oh, here's another 16 lings. Let's see if we can go and force a cancel. We don't see that yet. Yeah, look, 2 lings and then a drone here from Rogue.
2 Baneling Nests coming down as well, and I would have to think that this is largely for defense here in the early game because Baneling's moving across the map is not too good if both players are kind of going for mirrored builds, just trying to get those 3rd bases up securely. And man, look, production tab, even like down to the drone count, building 6 drones at a time for a second there, both of them. These players,
Yeah, no, I mean, it's such a mirror. Look at this. They're both making 4 lings now, sneaking another drone. Here goes the speed's done.
Creep team are in the same spot.
Yep.
This
both of them
is
with the Evos.
one of the most mirrored mirrors I've seen in a long time. I mean, ZBZ is one of those matchups that I don't get to observe too often as a Protoss player myself, but okay,
you don't like watching tournament finals?
No. I'm usually too depressed by the end of them.
I know,
no
right?
Protoss players are
like,
winning
oh no,
that.
I stop in the round of 8 when the last Protoss stragglers killed.
But here we go. Finally some deviation. We have Rogue going for the Roach Warren, and Dark looking to play a little bit more Ling heavy, going for an Evolution Chamber. And oh, no, actually his own Roach Warren himself, just varying upgrades though.
But yeah, the Carapace versus the ranged attack, so that's kind of cool to see. Like, obviously the Carapace is going to benefit both the Lings and the Roaches. But a lot more Lings being made from Dark right now.
Still only a 2-worker advantage there for Rogue, so he is gearing up a little bit into production, but oh yeah, here comes the flux of Lings for Dark, and there's a lot of Lings moving across the map, a lot of Banelings morphing as well.
There's a decent amount of Banes here though, so it's not going to be easy for him to really get the damage.
Oh,
that's a
good
decent
hit.
connection, yeah.
5 Lings going down there, looking for another one, gets 3 with the second Baneling.
Okay.
Pretty favorable trade so far. Those 2 Banelings looking to connect and hopefully snipe the rest, but these Roaches catching the Banelings coming into the natural is
yeah, that's
money.
huge. That's huge because he is like trying to sneak in and get some damage done. But now a counterattack going from Rogue immediately, but the Banelings got pulled back and now are going back towards the natural. A Queen tries to step in the way, doesn't get there in time. Okay, decent connection.
5 drones. I think it might have only been 3 or 4 there at the natural, maybe a drone going down to the 3rd, but 5 drones is pretty substantial damage at this stage in the game. I mean, that's pretty much 10% of the economy, and we see Rogue, he's building more Roaches. He's not looking to try and regain lost ground on the economic front. He's looking to do some damage of his own. Spinecrawler's there for Dark, anticipating this move.
Now, does he continue to pull the trigger? It seems like he's going to. Like, he's at 38 workers to 54, so you can really tell that he has a much bigger supply advantage here for Army. A couple spines splitting up. And of course, this is a Carapace upgrade from Rogue, so if he rallies in Zerglings as he clears out the Banes, those are going to be pretty darn helpful.
This is pretty much a Roach all-in, though, coming out from Rogue. I don't see any transition behind this. He's going to look for the killing blow, and these are slow Roaches as well. No glial reconstitution on them. And you see there, I mean, he is 27 Roaches to the very, very few of Dark.
Yeah, and now you see him just pumping out those Lings. Those going to help out a lot. This is why he got the Carapace as opposed to the attack. That constant reinforce will be coming. He is planning on ending this game one way or another right now. Here he goes up towards the 1 spine area. There is a Baneling in here. That definitely needs to go down before his Lings get up here.
This is a really big attack coming in. I love this concave here for Rogue as well, as Dark has to pull drones to try and salvage the situation, but those are going up against Carapace Zerglings on the side. In the meantime, Rogue just melting this army here for Dark. The Spinecrawlers kind of are giving some hope of stabilization here as more Roaches rally in, but this damage right now.
The Lings getting in as well to add that damage. Throws down a Bile there, will kill off that one very hurt spine, but you know what? Like, Dark is starting to hold this.
That is a nice sandwich, but at the same time, the worker counts have pretty much equalized, so both players really playing with the same economy right now as more Lings begin to flood in from Rogue and Dark. He's feeling a little more confident in his defense. These spines are in a pretty nice position, even moving that one over there to the natural.
And I do like that he got to kill all of the Queens there. Obviously, that's going to hiccup the production that we're going to see from Dark for a little bit.
7 more Ravagers, though. This is a very big play coming in here by Rogue. He is still on 36 drones. He's looking to land the killing blow right now.
But there are Banes coming in. Look at the amount of Zerglings he has. If he can actually get the connect.
He's trying to get on. The Banelings are kind of stuck in the back, though. But Roach is also connecting with Ravagers is not what you really want there for Rogue. Those are expensive units going down. The Banelings, they didn't really get the connections, but they did manage to zone out the Zerglings to allow the Roaches to connect with the Ravagers.
Oh, it does target down that last
Baneling
the
surround, though. The surround, if he
Huge.
Biles in the middle, that's going to be so much damage coming in, and that might be it.
Yeah, it kills off every single Roach right there. There are some more coming down, but can't even get to the wall. Unfortunately, his Queen going to end up falling. Does run away from that Roach. Going to go ahead and target down the eggs at the 3rd. That's going to be a GG. Rogue goes up 2-0.
Valiant defensive effort there by Dark. It looked like the positioning there in the natural when he was up against the ropes and the roaches were coming in from the third base and the net and the main and getting a really nice surround. It looked like a hold was possible.
Yeah.
But I think he was overconfident in his defense. He did one more small round of drones, and you're just never going to keep up with the production there. Those Ravagers and Lings, if they get a surround on your roaches and the bios connect, it is devastating. It's
very true, but it was close to a hole, you know?
Very close.
Very impressive stuff there from Dark.
2 games that kind of feel like could have gone either way. And that is what you would expect from these two going at it. The score is 2-0, but it could easily be 1-1 right now. These players, they're both playing immaculately, and we're actually already going into match number 3. We're kicking it into turbo gear here.
Yeah, I know.
Super Tournament Day 3, Set 3, Glittering Ashes. Can Rogue close it out on map 3 against Dark?
Game start. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Rogue. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Dark.
That was a 13 gas, 12 pool, I think.
Ah, all right.
If I'm not mistaken, coming out there by Rogue, and I'm really loving this aggressive play, these quirky strategies he's employing. I mean, the last game was a little bit more standard in terms of Ravager Ling aggression. It isn't unheard of on 3 hatches, but really just kind of going max pressure right here on Dark.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, he's on match point, so I think it's actually smart to stay very aggressive at this point. Your opponent is feeling additional pressure. Dark is trying to do a build he thinks he can kind of beat anything with, and I mean, you can hold on against something like this. Like this looks to me like it's going to be like a Ling Bane all in.
It does look that way.
Yeah. We'll see if he pulls like how many drones off gas at this point.
Still on 3.
So that's definitely a Baneling Nest.
Gonna build a Baneling Nest, then maybe pull 1 or 2 off and go Ling heavy. And Dark going for hatch first. This isn't an impossible defense, I want to say, but it will be very, very dicey. One mistake could spell disaster here for Dark.
Yeah. Dark's defense so far, though, has been exceeding expectations. So
that's a great point.
Yeah, I could actually see him taking this game, even though I think Rogue is up against what he wants to be up against.
This is an ideal situation for Rogue.
Yeah.
I think you're right about that. More Lings coming across the map now.
Okay, a couple Lings. I like that rally through the Overlord. You're just making it look like a normal timing. And here we go. Lings into the natural. Spine gets started in the main immediately.
And I like that there were no drones really in production there for Dark. He saved the larva to try and identify whether this push was coming. He knows that it is. He's going to need to get all those little tiny advantages to try and hold on here, and pulling drones even to fight here at the natural. He wants to get some more mining and get better saturation, as he has quite a few workers already in the main, but he might be catching wind of what's coming down here now.
Yeah, this is going to be tough as the Banelings walk in. Now he does have the Queen to help block the ramp a little bit.
Oh, that Baneling.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that was a big hit. Yeah. I think 6 Lings just went down there. The first Queen going to go down as well.
This is
that is big damage.
Yeah, yeah, but he can make a good SimCity in his main base, right? The Queen can stand in between the pool and the hatchery. That leaves a hole up at the top near the Baneling Nest, but he can clog that, of course. Well, he's coming down and trying to do something to hold on here. We'll see if he's able to. He's spreading the Lings out pretty well. Oh, that was a good Baneling connection, though, from Rogue.
That was a good Baneling hit, but this Spinecrawler here on the low ground, Dark is pretty much fully committed to trying to hold this on the front. In the meantime, Rogue taking his own expansion, actually beginning to drone up, so he doesn't feel like he's going to be able to end this right now, but the worker disparity is already quite large, and that hatch...
I mean, if he's not able to at least kill the hatchery, I think that's... This is like worst case scenario for Rogue. Yeah, he's droning. He's done with the aggression. But being down this many drones, and Dark knows too, he's basically just held it. He does not even have to fall back into his main base.
It was looking really good there for Rogue at the beginning too. He got that great Baneling connection at the start on the ramp. I think he took down 5 Zerglings. He was able to leverage that into a surround on a Queen and get that snipe too. But Dark continuing to impress with his defense, able to secure his natural expansion without really taking too much economic damage at all. He just kind of traded military units for military units, only losing 1 Queen.
What do you think of this? He actually just started up his Ling production again. So he has the second hatchery, he has a couple of drones there, and he's like, you know what? And he's even running around with his Ling Bane in front, trying to make it seem like he's going to stay aggressive, right? That's like a pretty common thing that you'll see. But then behind it, he actually is going to stay aggressive. It's like he's trying to shade what he's doing by making it look like he's doing it.
And I think Rogue is able to identify what's going on. I think he's waiting on his larva right now to be sure. And yeah, there we go, more Zerglings in production. But the main issue right now is that Dark is up over 10 workers. The economy advantage right now for him is huge.
He's up 14 workers. And he's actually been making some Lings and Banes, and he has his Queens.
And these Banelings coming into the natural too. If Rogue isn't watching, there's not drones in there because he has no economy, never mind.
Funny.
Going into the main base, I don't think he actually caught wind of this. He still has no idea. That's it. 34 workers to 13 drones there by the end of it, and that was a masterful hold there.
Yeah, I like the Banes walking past. The Queens are doing their best without him looking at it, but as soon as he loses those drones, it's like, okay, that's there's no amount of damage that can be dealt with his little army there.
Even if that connection doesn't happen, the economy, the military count was almost even, and the economy advantage was just overwhelming there.
Yeah.
You got to get more damage done as the fast Ling Bane player to actually be able to leverage that into a win. But
yeah, well, it's hard to actually break at the pro level the natural hatcheries. People are very good at holding that nowadays. I think if he wants to do another cheese like this, we got to see like 12 pool spine crawler rush. All right, that's where we got to get just a bit dirtier than what he just did.
We'll see what Rogue has in store for us. He's been really kicking up the aggression so far as we go into map number 4. 2-1 now for Rogue.
Game start. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Rogue.
No drone in production.
I told you, 12 pool. That's what we got to see, 12 pool spine rush. Well, it's from Dark this time. Now,
this is a great plan, I think, because you have demonstrated as Dark, you've demonstrated fantastic defense all throughout this series. In Game 2, you faltered a little bit, but it was a valiant effort. Right now, Rogue, he might be thinking that that kind of aggression in the early to maybe early mid-game, it hasn't been paying dividends. Maybe it's better for him to play eco. So for Dark to now, on match point, at facing elimination to go for this 12 pool, this has the potential to catch Rogue off guard, but Rogue again going for pool.
Yeah, pool before hatchery. And I mean that should be the worst thing possible for Dark to be running into, right?
With gas as well. He'll have Zerglings speed to be able to counter.
Yeah, like he should be able to kill him.
The concept from Dark, though, conceptually in a best of X series, these are the kind of plays that you gotta love. And 3 drones mining the mineral patch, making that rush distance a little bit shorter, and yeah, you called it.
Well, you got to do it, man. This you don't see a lot of best of 5 ZVZs without one of these in it. All right, spine in the main base. He does have that natural hatchery going up, but when Dark gets there and sees, it gets canceled in everything.
This is almost looking like a build order win here for Rogue. I love the idea from Dark, given the way that this best of X series has played out to this point. And 3 spines, it is a lot to contest with, but we'll see.
Having Lings already out, Dark cannot be happy about that. He brings all of his drones.
I didn't notice all of the boys coming. It's like watching early TVP and Wings of Liberty, man. But this is pretty much disastrous here for Dark. Supply dipping all the way down to 8, and this is just a resounding hold there for Rogue. I love the idea. Brilliant concept, but the build order is just not really panning out here.
And brings his spine down. This will finish off GG.
That was
Rogue to the top 4.
2 minutes and 27 seconds.
High quality StarCraft too. You know, Dark trying to take a shot there and hits the wrong build from Rogue. And that's what that comes down to, right? If you're playing that against a hatch first, it's pretty deadly. Like, you can win the game straight up just as quickly as he lost it there, but you're playing against someone that just has more drones, has Lings out by the time you get there, and is already making spines before you. Well, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I love the concept, but build order loss right there, just straight up. Nothing you can do to really bring that into a win. Yeah. But these are the kind of things that top players in a best of X series, you got to have the guts to take these risky plays to go for a win.
All right, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, guys. When we come back, Cure versus Trap.